Welcome to your daily focus for February the 27th, 2018. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I truly send it right back to you. Oh, we had a card fall. Karma comes out. Look at this. We better talk about the full moon just a little bit, right? Look at that eclipse happening. Well, let's think about it. Okay, we have the full moon is going to be in Virgo at 11 degrees. And we are in an 11 energy year. 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8 is an 11. So 11 degrees of Virgo. So we'll be given the commitment. This is kind of like looking back on your past, perhaps, or the present even, maybe even more so the present, but we get more of a mapping or a better understanding of how we evolved to the present by looking at how our habits developed. And I'm not talking the good habits, I'm talking the bad habits. Or it's not just habits, it's the way we do things that really work against us. So where we work against ourselves. And we're going to be able, I mean, we see a family standing here, so it's between family and friends and close friends, though, I would think, that it's almost like these things are illuminated to us to say, you know, this is what's holding you back. This is why you don't go forward in this direction. Maybe it's, you know, you want to study and something's holding you back. And it could be yourself, your belief systems, or your perception of beliefs. And I think this card is being shown to us to tell us that this is a good time to really analyze and look at these things in our life, because the full moon energy is going to allow us that release. It's going to allow us to be a little bit more self-disciplined, because I think Saturn's involved in all the full moon. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's Saturn plays a key part in it. So that's going to give us the structure that we need, the self-discipline that we need, the long-term plan that we may need. Let's see how this works out. And I mean, the full moon is days away. All right. March the 1st. Our moon is in Leo today, and I think tomorrow another card. My goodness. The Queen of Wands appears. The Queen of Wands appears. Well, this is definitely a fire energy to move forward. To, you know, this could be our confidence today. We feel like we can do. We feel like we can overcome. There's a fire here, but it is one that it's self-confidence. Knowing that you can do what you set out to do. So yeah, this is a very good day to you know, set some new things in motion when it comes to diet, when it comes to exercise, when it comes to time spent with family and friends. Your commitments to friends, partnerships, careers, communities, lovers, yourself. And where you really want to change things up in your life. Something perhaps you want to quit altogether. Maybe it's a bad habit that holds you back. Maybe it's just some bad actions, some triggers that you always, it's a trigger. It's, you know, you're going forward and then this happens and you back right up and you back right away from it. So we do have the strength today. We do have confidence today. So tap into that confidence. She looked very focused. She looked very like she was looking directly at us, almost daring us with a little smirk on her face, saying, you can do this. You've got this. You know it. So get determined. And I think that energy will increase as the full moon comes around. Oh, come on, another card. Just sit back. We're going to be here for days. The Eight of Swords. Oh, yeah, this is really about the perceptions that we have. We're so close to the castle, and yet there's this fog. And underneath the fog, I don't know if there's just grass or if it's stones or glass, or it could be ice, or it could be water that I have to cross. I don't know. And I'm blindfolded. And it looks like my hands are somehow tied behind me, but kind of looks feeble. Doesn't really look like those ropes are cutting into us. In fact, our skirt is flowing in the wind, so. Is it because we didn't dare to look? Because if we would have looked, or even taken a step, blindfolded or not, take a step and do some kicking, and I bet you those swords would have popped right out of the ground. They don't look to be in there very solid. I don't think they're really keeping us there. I think the minute we make a decision to move, those swords will all fall down. Maybe we can even use one of those swords to cut the binds that we are somehow tangled up in. Okay, let me cut these cards here fast. Did I say thank you for being so beautiful in my life? So thank you. The sun. This is how we're feeling today. We feel like even though we may have had a lot of disappointments or setbacks, that we can succeed, that we see the success that can be, the new beginnings, the new starts. We feel empowered. Our light shines brightly. We're on a white horse, symbolizing new birth, creation. The Chariot is in the middle. What a strong reading this is today. We have the Chariot in the middle. And the Six of Wands, success. Don't rest on your laurels when that card comes out. Just because you've had some success doesn't mean you get to lay back and relax. It's time to push forward. You got your new plans in your hand. Let's stop there. That's more than enough with the Sun, and then the Chariot, and then the Six of Wands. Now we have the Sun as the first card, and the Sun is us. And what better card to have than when the Moon is in Leo, because Leo is ruled by the Sun. It's the I am. It's the creation. It's the recreation. It's having fun. It's our self-expression. It's romance in our life. And with this card, and travel too, with the Chariot. I mean, and here we're sitting on a horse, so travel, absolutely. If there's romance involved, it will be a whirlwind. Okay, it'll be a whirlwind adventure if romance forms. Or let's say you reignite a passion that has dimmed. It could be life-altering. It could be life-changing. Absolutely. The sunflowers in total maturity there at the bottom of the card represent how far we've come. That's our wisdom. This is our mastery, our talents, our abilities. And we ride very confidently. You notice that the horse doesn't have a bridle on or anything, right? There's no reins here. The horse it's almost like an intuitive conversation between the rider and the horse. So very much this is a day to meditate, to pray, to reflect, absolutely, on the things that you want to create, bring into your life. Now, we are going toward the full moon, and the full moons are usually, right now, we are looking at things to complete or heal or closure. But I'm not getting this with the sun and the chariot, and I think even yesterday we had very young energy asking us to move forward. We have the chariot in the middle. 7, be truthful to yourself. Okay? Don't ignore doing something by getting caught up in somebody else's drama. You might feel great because you solved their problem, and it also allowed you not to look at yours. You need to pull back on those reins tight. You need to get those horses into line. You need to focus on where you want to go, and you need to start directing your energy in that direction. There's the moon right up above. I can't say it any clearer than that. You know, we have all this energy and confidence and feeling alive and wanting to create and wanting to invent and wanting to blossom in life. But we can't stay up there in fantasy. We have to get down to the ground, and we actually have to work. We have to commit. We have to do. We have to self-discipline. And the Six of Wands says great success can be made from today, from our actions. And if you feel like you've been successful today in some way, do not sit there and go, okay, now I can kick my feet back and relax, kick my feet up and relax. You're still in full armor. You're just going through the parade, and yes, I did a good job, and pat yourself on the back, and maybe nobody else notices, maybe nobody else cares. It doesn't matter because you are going forward to greater success. That you know that you've just uncovered the tip of the iceberg, perhaps. Now, what could be a great success today? You reining in those horses. You bringing in the balance in your life of the priorities and what's important in your life and what matters in your life. What holds you back? In this case, what pulls you away from the challenges that you want to meet in life rather than the challenges you are meeting at the present. I hate to use this example, but I'm hearing it loud and clear. You know, when somebody passes in our life or we hear of they're very sick, we only have a short time with them. Our whole priority list miraculously changes. All those things that we thought we had to show up for, we were committed to, we had to do because somebody else was depending on us, somebody else thought that we should be able to do that. All of a sudden, nothing else matters but that person you love. Today, I want nothing else to matter than you, the person you love. You. Look at what you want as far as goals and dreams and desires. And those horses are different things competing, trying to take you in a different direction, trying to get your focus to stray. And you have to be true to yourself and honor and respect yourself. And set some goals. It doesn't have to be giant goals. It could be losing 10 pounds. It could be walking now 20 minutes a day instead of 10 minutes a day. It could be making a point of sitting down at breakfast with everybody and making everybody sit down at breakfast as well. Or maybe it's supper time. Or committing themselves to game night once a week for the family thing or a friends thing. It doesn't have to be family, a group of friends, you know? Everybody come and bring a dish and bring something to drink, and we're going to play some games and maybe break out the cards, and we're going to talk and we're going to laugh and we're going to have some music in the background. We're going to create some memories and raise our energy and raise our light by connecting with each other. It could be as simple as that. Or it could be going after your master's degree, starting a new career, travel, stepping up to the plate and some commitment within the community or the home or work. Let's get an affirmation card. Very strong energy, and all the cards were flying out. So I do notice that just before moons and everything, these cards take on a life of their own, reminding me I'm just the messenger, and they all pick what I'm talking about. So I have no idea, right? I sit in front of this and hit record, and I have no idea what we're going to be talking about. 5 of water appears. Releasing grief. Allowing sadness to rise and fall. Forgiveness, the ebb and flow of emotion. I feel the fullness of my emotions as they wash through me. The ebb and flow are part of life, and I am present in my feelings today. I fully forgive myself and others and let go of any emotions that were holding me back from acknowledging the truth. Oh, so this card, oh no, it was one that fell out. The one where we were surrounded by swords. Okay? And I said, it's a perception or something. Letting go of any emotions that are holding me back and acknowledging the truth. I deserve the freedom that comes when I release what is no longer working for me. I make amends to those I have harmed when emotion was coloring my perceptions. I surrender any resentments to the divine, knowing they can be transformed into miracles. Fearless inventories lead to liberation. Be true to yourself. Fearless inventories of your emotions, of why you are fearful of certain things, why you feel unsteady in certain areas of your life, why you feel less than around certain people in certain environments. Fearless inventories lead to liberation. Releasing grief. You lose somebody. And I don't know why I'm saying this, so I'm sorry for whoever's spirit guides or angels are coming forward. And but releasing grief is important. We shouldn't hold that back. Now, it could be we lose somebody, or we let go of a part of our life, or we forgive ourselves for a past failure on why we are where we are at the moment. In order to release grief, you have to feel the grief. You have to experience the grief. You have to allow it to flow through you. By pushing it down and trying to stamp it out and trying to deny it, deny the very existence of it, is not healthy. So, yes, it's more than okay to cry. And to get a little angry at yourself or somebody else or something else. It's okay to release those emotions, to allow them to flow through you, because that's how you actually release. You know, my dad, he passed away like 14 years ago or 15 years ago. I don't count things like that. Other people do. It could have been yesterday, as far as I feel for the sadness when I realize he's not next to me. Although I know he's always next to me, and I could tell you some freaky stories, but we won't go there. But I can't hug him, and I can't feel his touch. So maybe it's getting out and honoring people, elders today. Maybe that's part of it. Okay, let's get what I was going to say, though, is the sadness is always there. It's just after time, you also start to remember the happiness, and turning your focus to the happiness is the way to celebrate that loss. Let's see what animal card we get here. New beginnings with the robin. Like I said, we're going towards a full moon, and yet the cards yesterday and today do not represent as much the energy of closure. Maybe we have closure within our emotions, and understand maybe a roadblock that we've intentionally put into place that we didn't even realize we had put into place, even though at the time it was necessary and needed. We don't need that anymore. We don't need that kind of protection anymore. We've grown in our wisdom and our understanding. Cleansing, newness, grateful, promise, new birth. You cannot climb a mountain if you do not risk a fall. Robin tells you it's now time to pull yourself out of the sludge of the past, wipe yourself clean, mend the wounds and scratches that occurred on the journey. Your angels and guides will be on hand to help. It's a great day to offer your gratitude for what you have, and for knowing that you won't be let down if you ask, believe, and expect that changes can occur in your life. Yes, there is, and everything happens for a reason, thinking, even during painful experiences, but loss always evolves into gain of some kind. Have you ever experienced a passing only to hear an announcement of a pregnancy or birth? Or broken up with someone to start dating someone so much more compatible for you that you wondered what you saw in the past person? Death of situations always evolves into a promise of birth and new beginnings. If you can see see through the clouds of despair, putting blankets over the situation and blinding yourself can cause you now to see through the heartache. Emotion is truly energy in motion, and since everything is energy, money, love, work, etc., the universe feels the vibration changing in your thoughts, and it can change into wonderful things if you allow it to do so. Robins always come back to the same place each springtime. It's nature's way. Robin may be telling you that you need to review your childhood to see what you may have stored away deep within your soul, to see if there is forgiveness that needs to take place, or maybe you need to look up an old childhood friend. With the sun here, it's a beautiful day. We're feeling empowered. We're feeling strong. So the messages are very heavy on where we can tread. Okay, so there are days when we really don't want to go down these paths of looking within, understanding our fears, overcoming, setting up new boundaries and new routines for ourselves in order to overcome and to go forward towards success. I buried the card alive, but going towards success. So today, we've got the energy supporting us to not only be strong, but be successful through our strength. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.